Welcome back to Redbeard RPG and Pillars of Eternity. We're here in Elms Reach.
All right
Let's
then.
let's see what we got going on. Mind your paths. Okay. Not exactly happy to see us here. What do we got going on Stronghold messages? Okay, that's leave that alone. Let's see. Can we go on this one? We can. Let's check this house out. Nobody with any unique names, so we'll leave them alone. Likely have nothing to do with a quest or anything like that. Try that one. Let's go around. We'll explore a little bit. We'll see. There's nobody home. Okay. Yeah, normally if they're uniquely named, then they'll have a quest or something of the sort. Let's see. That's just an exit. What we got here? Some blood moss. Check this map out. Hall of Warriors. That's probably something. That looks like an exit. That's probably something. Golden Grove. Staying home. We'll check this one out just to be safe, but there's probably nothing here either, I would assume. Given even the house has a generic name. Yeah. So next, let's check out this thing here. I feel like something should happen around here, right? Octave's Guard. There's Octave. 2 Octaves. Keep the peace in the sanctuary. Okay, so that's like a title. You have a unique name.
Estimor.
Welcome, Estimor. I've got herbs and potions for sale. Looking for something to ease your travels or something to make them more interesting? Nice way to white leaf. A nice way to spend an afternoon following a night and the following night and most of the next day. All right. Let's see if she has anything that we want. We do. Looks like we need to sell some stuff. And I'm probably gonna leave all that alone. What do we got to sell? We're gonna keep all the weapons with the gray or gold background for now. Steph will keep. Actually, don't think we have much to sell, do we? We'll check the stash real quick just to be safe. Yeah, it looks like we only got stuff that we're keeping. Yep. We got no business to do. Alright, what do you do?
Builder's wisdom to you.
Hail to you. May your time in the Golden Grove be enriching. If you're in need of services, speak with Bethelda. Yep, we talked to her. What can you tell me about Golden Grove? We are naturalists, philosophers, and herbalists, and teachers. The Ovates of the Golden Grove know what true wisdom comes from and study the natural order. We endeavor to teach each other to explore the world and themselves. Okay. Got something to look at there. Golden leaf flash and shine as they fall from the tree. Bark feels warm. Roots almost seem to twine around your hand. Interesting. How do I get up there? Oh, I see. All right, maybe you'll be somebody important. Welcome to the Golden Grove, traveler.
Estramore?
Do you seek the wisdom of our herbalist, or simply to bask in Weather's glory? Who leads your order? High Ovate Enrora leads us. Sometimes she journeys to Elmshore to renew her strength. However, she's there now with some of her closest followers, in fact. Enra is a mighty elm among us. She's lived for generations. There are none who understand the world as well as she, and we are fortunate to have her wisdom answer our questions. Tell me more about her. Why, you must meet her for yourself. She is wise and kind. She's led our order from the beginning, yet she walks among us freely of herself. That is why so many of us cherish her. She's present among us in a way the gods never are. Anything about the Golden Grove? We are the Ovates, druids, philosophers, and students of nature. We gather here to share our knowledge and celebration. Many travelers come to us for uh, Polticles and remedies. I don't know what that word is. Behelda understands cures and potions of the nature like no other. And what do you believe? We believe that knowledge is found in the earnest exploration of the natural world. We do not, as some have said, oppose the gods. We simply believe that we found a brighter, more peaceful path to devotion. Okay. Well, that was interesting. Surprised that didn't turn into a quest of some sort. All right, what do we want to check next? We can check Tier Evron. And then we have Blood Sands and Hall of Warriors left in this area. Oh. What do we got here?
You have stayed true to our cause, Inquisitor, when so many others have not. For every heretic we confess, for every betrayer that burns on our pyres, new sheep continue to flock to Iavara Extensios. But not you. I underestimated you in the beginning, but no longer.
You honor me, Grand Inquisitor.
It is not for honor that I summoned you today, but for duty. Too many of our own have confessed upon the wheel and the rack and the flame. Too many of our faithful have had their minds poisoned by the Kratom witch. The tide is against us now. We have but one option. Iavara's following must see her exposed for what she is. She must confess her heresy before my court.
How would we reach her?
Not in Kratom, surely. Their lord has embraced her heathen faith and protects her with his army. But in Oceanus, things would be different. The king of Oceanus is a sinful man. We have helped him to see the error of his ways, and now he fears for his soul. He would pay any price for absolution.
Okay, but how do we get Avora to move to Oceanus?
You have already done much for the Inquisition. I wouldn't ask this were there any other choice.
Huh? That didn't explain how he wanted us to do that. Okay. This is like the official Twin Elms spot. Halgeia just gained a level. Two identical women seem to fade into view as they move away from the great trees that camouflage them. Their skin is tree bark, rigid and scaly, wreathed in curling tangled roots, buds, and blooms. Their hair hangs beneath the shade of the separated leaves, like drooping branches of the elms above, and the pupils of their eyes are encircled by hundreds or even thousands of centric rings as if to mark the accumulated wisdom of a millennia.
Turn around, flesh creature. Outsiders are not permitted to approach the elms.
Okay.
Do you not feel it, sister? Something familiar. An ancient soul, like the other one. Another defiler, no doubt. Let us fell him and be troubled no more. It would pay the debt of his predecessor.
Excuse me?
So it would seem, Rhiannon. But we must not hasten to judgment. I see a different motive here. Different questions in these eyes.
I hope so. I wasn't planning on fighting you guys.
What of it, young trespasser? Is it as my sister says? Or are you here to stain this place with foul deeds?
I seek the man who came through here. It sounds like you've already met him.
There! By his own admission, Sheetha.
Oop, did I pick wrong?
Really, sister? And you wonder why your leaves begin to fall out before midsummer. Clearly that man did not want to be followed. Whatever the relationship here, I suspect it is anything but cordial.
Thank you very much. Yes, it is not.
The answer is yes, old one. We crossed paths with Theos not long ago, and we can tell you where he went. But I find it curious that anyone would seek him out. Suspicious, even. If we are to help you find him, we would know why.
Stopping him might end Waidwin's legacy.
So that is the reason he passed this way. This is low, even for the Leaden Key.
It is.
I told you we should have confronted him, Sheetha. He has always been a poison.
Oh, that's not the first time you met him?
It would have been the last thing we ever did, sister. Who can be said to have ever gotten the better of Theos?
Yes, but imagine how much fun it would have been. Can't you just picture him all strung up in vines like an angry little puppet?
But that's not what this is really about, is it? You are bound to that man.
Kind of, yeah.
I see it now. You are awakened. Your soul is awake, and something once buried deep now wells to the surface. Past overwhelms present, closes in around you. Your time has nearly reached its end.
Yeah, I need to get to Theos.
I am sorry to tell you this, but Theos cannot give you what you seek. Nor can any man. An awakening cannot be undone, any more than your past can be undone.
Well, that's not promising. What does she mean? I thought Merwald said this is permanent? I'm sorry. We did not come down this road together to be refused passage by a pair of talking saplings. And Durance is bold for being like the squishiest character in our party. There must be some way. So this has all been for nothing. I'm going to lose my mind?
The soul is formless without a past to shape it. Did you truly expect to be able to wipe it away?
That or kill the man who brought it up.
He is beyond forgiveness, for his deeds are beyond repair. Is that so? It would seem that way to me as well. But if that is true, then the two of you may be connected more closely than you realize.
Oh?
However, as much as my sister speaks truly that there is no way back from an awakening, there may yet be a way forward. Would you agree, Sheetha?
Elaborate on that a little bit, please.
I would. Were the way not so likely to end in death.
What is it? Let me know.
The man Theos you must already know by now. You are linked by a common past. Something about it lingers within you, festering, unresolved. What it is I cannot see any more than you. And without that knowledge, your doom is certain.
Okay. So we still do need to catch up to him and see what's what.
But were you to learn the source of this discord, perhaps it could be put to rest. Though it is equally possible it will trouble you as much now as it did then, and merely speed your condition to its end.
My past comes to me in pieces. How do I unlock the rest?
You might wait for it to come on its own, of course. But when it comes, it will replace your sanity's last breath. Such is the nature of your condition.
Or you could learn it from someone who already knows.
Theos, would he remember?
It is said the gods made his memory perfect, that he may never forget his charge. If he ever knew, he still does.
Okay.
Not that he would tell you, of course.
Oh, I'll make him tell me.
You have followed the right person for the wrong reason, it seems. We see it often beneath the elms. The soul dragging mind and body to unknown places for unfathomable reasons. You may have wandered into Theos's path many times, in many lifetimes, without an awakening to show you why.
The only thing that's certain is you did not find what you sought.
You said you knew where he went.
He has gone down beneath the tower to a place older than we, where the people of Engwith once walked. He makes his way to the buried city, Sun and Shadow.
Okay. How do I get there?
May he stay down there and rot with the remains of his people.
He may yet. He won't be returning the way he came, that much is certain. He opened a secret path in the tower's base, and saw it destroyed behind him through some vile means.
So yeah, there's got to be another way.
We know of one. On the burial isle, through the court of the penitents, Braeth Yaman. A shortcut, in fact.
Oh, so we can gain on him. Nice.
Don't be cruel, sister.
Oh, she's teasing. Okay.
The way my sister speaks of is not for the faint of heart. A great pit at the center of a forgotten court, where faiths were judged in place of crimes. To most, it is simply a gateway to death. With the help of the gods, it can take you where you want to go.
What do you mean by with the help of the gods?
The pit is said to have been a means of judgment by the gods. Those cast into it are meant to die. It is that way you must pass to reach Sun and Shadow. The court is old. We do not know much for certain, but it would seem only the gods themselves can grant passage.
And what all's in this court?
No more than a ruin now. It is older than we, a place for the trial of heretics. We were not here to witness it, but at one time there was a group that refused to acknowledge the gods. Neither the first nor the last, of course, but these were numerous and all put on trial for it. Those who did not repent were cast into the pit and imprisoned below.
Okay.
The fall killed them, of course. The prison was not for people, but for their souls, and their sentences were eternal. It is said that many of the condemned repented and were permitted by the gods to ascend from the pit, so long as they pledged their service to one of them. But these are old legends.
So then how am I supposed to get the gods to help me?
Behind us is Ter Evron, said to pierce the shroud itself and a place of communion with all gods. If ever there was a time for prayer, you have found it.
Then who do I pray to? Any god you can, I should.
I would pray first to those gods you like best. I hope for your sake the feeling is shared.
Okay. And elaborate on this prayer method.
Ter Evron is also called the Hall of Stars, and the stars show us the allegiances of the gods. When stars are in conjunction, we know the gods they represent are aligned as well. You should choose a place to pray where you'll be closest to those you want to hear you. If a god stands alone, you should pray to that god. If they band together, you should address them all. Choose your words wisely, for all gods expect proper homage, and none has patience for fools.
So there's no other way to pull this off then, eh?
None.
All right.
What do you wish to know?
How'd you know I was pursuing Thanos?
The same way that you are no doubt able to peer into the ether and experience the souls of others. It is something we are born with, some more, some less. A gift common to many creatures of the wilds.
Okay, that's fair enough.
You share certain similarities with the man you pursue. For your sake, I pray they are few and of no consequence.
All right. And you said something about people coming to the Elms without knowing why? A soul has a will of its own. It needs and whims are seldom understood, but they follow them the same.
There is something about this place that reaches beyond our understanding, something like a beacon. The Elms have a way of uniting souls that have been seeking one another, with or without their owner's awareness.
Okay, fair enough.
Sometimes it is for love, sometimes for vengeance, sometimes for peace. Often it is for no reason we will ever know. In your case, let us hope it is for peace.
That's kind of the plan. That's what we're going for.
Or vengeance.
All right.
Before you go, tell me this, old one. I'm curious. If you were to subdue your enemy, what would you do with him? What would give you peace?
I wish to undo the harm he's caused.
You would need to have twice as many lifetimes as he to repair his savage work.
Okay. But perhaps there are strides you can make.
All the same, think on this matter. Be assured in your course. In the end, it may mean all the difference, not just to his soul, but to yours.
Yeah, we got to try at least, right?
And be warned. Some questions have answers that can never be learned, and it is those that trouble the soul above all others. May you find an answer to yours.
Okay, interesting. So I think we just got access to this place. Let's not do that quite yet. We do have a level up to do real quick. Some quests updating, new quests coming in. What do we want to do? Survival she probably needs. Doesn't that? Yeah, it helps with like damage reduction and stuff. Bonus movement. All that kind of good stuff. So we'll do one of those. What would mechanics do for her? Let's do 2 survival. Alright, what do we got for paladin abilities? Defense buff, AoE, hostile effects suspended, zealous charge, that's not bad. What was that? +2 move speed, +15 to defense when disengaging. Let's see, sworn enemy, foe target marked, self +20% damage and 15 accuracy. That's pretty, marking targets is pretty good too. That's definitely been successful with our ranger and their, whatever, the familiar. Let's see, suspend beneficial. Let's see, what's this? Aegis of Loyalty, Self-Charm, Dominated Confused Attackers. Allied Target Deflection Boost, Friendly Aura, Damage Reduction, and 15% of incoming hits become grazes. That's not bad. Revive Target with, hold on. Commands and unconscious ally to get back up. Give a large temporary spike in endurance, which is lost after a short duration. 1 per encounter. That's pretty good. Revive with 318 endurance, and it'll lose 53 after 17 seconds. That might be the way to go. It's kind of got a lot of good ones, but yeah, I think a revive is... that's going to be very beneficial. Let's take that. Could potentially get us out of some sticky situations. Let's make sure nothing too interesting over here for us to check out. And then we'll want to finish checking out the town before we head inside the Twin Elms. Nothing back there, because we still got, what did we have? We got the Blood Sands. Let's check those out real quick. See if there's anything special there. Guess we can just kind of waltz right in there. Let's check the Hall of Heroes first, or Hall of Warriors.
About our awakenings being permanent?
Oh, he wanted to, Aloth wants to talk. Well, we got one guy with a unique name. Can't see his, Not now, we've got important things. Okay. What's going on,
If
Aloth?
those Delumgon are right, you and I are stuck with our awakenings. Not quite the news I was hoping for.
That just means we have to focus on finding Theos.
Yes, focus on the goal. A sensible perspective, particularly in the midst of such uncertainty.
Right.
And while I hate to turn the subject back to myself, this all has me thinking about Isilmir. I'm stuck with her now.
She's not that bad. You'll be fine.
Overstarched tunics, burnt toast, Rawatai sherry, those are not that bad. But having a stranger pop in and out of your head at will, it's unpleasant, I assure you.
And on the bright side, I've got plenty of time to figure out how to deal with her. Like it or not, she's a part of you, and she could be a source of strength if you learn to work with her.
It's strange. I've lived with her most of my life, and I've always seen her as an adversary. It should have occurred to me the day she stood up to my father. But there's something about being too close to a situation to see it clearly. It will be a relief to stop fighting her.
There you go. That wasn't as difficult as I expected. I think deep down I always hoped to find a solution elsewhere. When I was a child, I always thought my mother would come home with a mysterious cure, or that my father, without knowing it, would somehow send her away just as he'd called her forth. I can't pretend that I didn't spend years of my arcane training hoping that one of my instructors would have an answer somewhere in his grimoire. When I joined the Leaden Key, I hoped and believed that with enough loyal service, I'd gain the ear of someone in the organization who could help me. Even when I met you, I realized your unique talents. I hoped that you might be able to reach into my soul the way I've seen you do with so many others. I've been looking for someone else to solve my problem, and now I realize I've got to face it on my own. I've been with you the whole way, and I still am.
That means a great deal to me. Truly.
You got it, bud.
That reminds me of something else the Delumgon said. About the gods not being real.
Not real? They did tell us to pray to the gods. That can't entirely be true.
Yes, I suppose so. Still, I can't help but worry at the state we'd be in if that was somehow true. If there were no power guiding us in this life and shepherding us to the next.
I'm sure we'd find our way on our own. I'm sure we can do it, bud.
I hope you're right.
All right, we should get moving. All right.
Hey.
Let's head inside. And it looks like, unfortunately, that is going to have to be the end of the episode. So we'll check out the Hall of Warriors here real quick. Looks like it might be like just a trading post. And then we'll probably head to Blood Sand before we go to head into the Twin Elms. But, yeah, that's the end of the episode. Thank you guys so very much for watching. Have a good one.